We have already explored Hofstede's six cultural dimensions theory, an insightful framework that sparked conversations worldwide. But did you know that this theory, while received appreciation, has also faced its fair share of criticism? From its methodology to its conceptual limitations and utility, there are significant concerns worth diving into. We are breaking it all down, continuing our Hofstede series. We will take a closer look at the methodological issues, dig into the conceptual limitations, and explore the challenges of applying this theory in today's complex world. Ready to uncover the other side of Hofstede's theory? Let's get started. Despite its widespread use, the methodology behind the theory has been a point of contention among scholars and practitioners. Let's dive into some of the key methodological concerns that have been raised. First up, the questionnaire design. Hofstede's original research was based on a survey that was actually developed to assess job satisfaction among IBM employees. Now, you might be thinking, how does a workplace survey translate to capturing broader cultural values? Well, that's precisely the issue. Critics argue that this approach may not accurately reflect the cultural attitudes of the general population outside of the workplace context, raising questions about the validity of the findings when applied to the entire nation. Next, let's talk about the sample representativeness. While Hofstede's study involved an impressive 117,000 questionnaires, the data that was analyzed came from only 40 countries. What's more, some countries had fewer than 200 respondents. This limited sample size makes it difficult to claim that the results truly represent national cultures, especially in countries with significant internal diversity. But that's not all. There is also the issue of sampling. The data was collected exclusively from IBM employees in 1960s and 70s. Using a single multinational company as the source of data limits how generalizable the results are. Essentially, the findings might reflect corporate culture more than they do national culture, which is a pretty significant limitation. Then, there is the question of temporal relevance. Hofstede's data was collected several decades ago, so it's fair to wonder if these insights still hold up today. Cultural values evolve, and what might have been true in the 1960s or 70s could be quite different now. This temporal gap makes it challenging to apply Hofstede's findings to the modern, rapidly changing world. The survey methodology itself also raises concerns. Since the data relied on self-reported questionnaires, it's susceptible to various biases. People might respond in ways they think are socially acceptable, or they might misunderstand the questions altogether. These biases can lead to inaccurate data, which then affects the validity of the entire framework. Individual biases can only be minimized by a big sample size. Finally, let's talk about the quantification of culture. Hofstede's approach reduces complex cultural concepts to numerical scores. While this makes the theory easy to understand, it also risks oversimplifying the richness and nuance of culture. Critics argue that by turning culture into numbers, we might miss out on the deeper qualitative aspects that truly define culture. So, while Hofstede's six cultural dimensions theory offers valuable insights, it's essential to recognize its limitations. Understanding these methodological concerns allow us to use the theory more critically and effectively, especially in our increasingly interconnected world. In our next, we are going to discuss the conceptual limitations. See you there.